In other news, day 6 of the government shutdown is upon us, and the White House is considering mass layoffs because the government won't have the money to fund, because for the U.S. government to have money, they have to agree on the budget, and they reached the deadline last week on Wednesday of the money that they had allocated for this year, this cycle of the U.S.'s bills. So Trump, based upon this shutdown, is stating that they may have government layoffs to government employees. Is somewhere around 700 to 750,000 employees, but then also the government contractors. So the Democrats are still trying to get the affordable health care subsidies extended for people who are low income and people who are using the Affordable Health Care Act, also known as the Obamacare. Chuck Schumer, the leader of the Senate and the Democrat, he stated that he's trying to talk to the Republicans to get this extension, but he's saying that the Republicans aren't willing to talk. The counter argument from the Republicans comes from John Thune, the leader of the Senate on the Republican side. He says that they are willing to talk and they are willing to give some extensions to some of the tax credits. So the Democrats are saying that the Republicans don't want to talk, but the Republicans are saying they're willing to talk, but they're not willing to talk to the extent that the Democrats want. And also, but Chuck is kind of telling the truth. With politics, there's a lot of nuance, a lot of particulars. The Republicans are saying they'll only talk once the government is open. So for the Republicans to talk, there needs to be not an answer to the extensions, but they have to have a resolution between the Democrats and the Republicans to extend the time that they're able to discuss the government shutdown and funding the government. So as you can see with politics, it's a lot of silly back and forth. I mean, both sides are willing to talk, but they're trying to decide the particulars and the procedures, and they're trying to meet certain rules instead of just going ahead and getting together and talking like we, the American people, want. Besides Trump stating that he wants the situation fixed, he believes that the Republicans are winning, as he always does, and he believes that they are winning because overall he feels that Obamacare was a failure and that most Americans would prefer that the healthcare system be overhauled and reformed. Many people do have a problem with the healthcare system. It needs overhaul. It needs reform. He is adding that people are calling for this reform. However, people would have liked for the government to, in their normal course of business, to have been discussing what improvements we can make to the system, as opposed to shutting the government down, which has, as I said, stopped 750,000 people from working, which has caused those 750,000 people to lose their paycheck currently. There is an act that was passed in 2019 stating that people who are furloughed will get all of their money back, but they won't receive that paycheck until the government shutdown ends. And as people know, you have bills every 2 weeks. So if they weren't prepared or their money was short, they may be going through a tough period waiting for the furlough to end. The larger situation with the healthcare in America and the Medicaid cuts which the Republicans have just had is there's some who believe too many people are getting benefits. Illegal aliens, they say, are getting benefits. Again, as I said last time, that's just for emergencies. They're not receiving the Affordable Health Care Act. And also, able-bodied men, the Republicans are saying, they haven't specifically said that welfare should just be for women, but they're kind of trying to push that there are some men who could work more than they are currently working. So the Republicans passed something stating that able-bodied men should work 20 hours a week if they want to receive health care and some of the other benefits like food stamps, etc., that the government offers. As you can see, in my perspective, both sides have valid points. It would be nice if, especially the Senate, the House is usually more grassroots, so the House can be a little bit more contentious. But it would be nice if the Senate, who is seen as like representing the entire state, it would be nice if the senators could move back to times more similar to the 90s and the 2000s, where they could work together and find 60-40 or 55-45, 60-40 votes on issues where the American people, though we disagree, we're kind of close on like what we want. It would be nice to see them work together more bipartisanship.